don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical, cold, 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 cold. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
show you something. Let me show you something.
Tonight is remembering our former athletic director and football coach, Rocky Karza, who passed away on Sunday. Hired as football coach in 1966 and served as athletic director from 1974 to 99. Rocky always put the student athletes first and in many ways shaped Jumbo Athletics into what it has become today. At this time, please rise as we share a moment of silence to remember and honor Rocky Karza. Thank you. And now please remain standing, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Pilgrims. Senior guard from Dorchester, number 0, Jamal Allen. The senior guard from Madigan, number 1, Jonathan.
Matchup. of the Tufts University Jumbos versus the New England College Pilgrims. Sam, pleasure to have you with me.
Oh, and thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be back on the mic for some men's basketball here between the Jumbos and the Pilgrims.
As we see now, both lineups are being introduced. Sam, what are some things that we're looking for in this game, out-of-conference game here for the Jumbos?
Yeah, and what you're going to see here from the New England College Pilgrims is a lot of really dynamic guard play. They've got two excellent senior guards on their team. That's Allen and Cheek, number 0 and number 1, both their leading scorers. Allen with 24 and Cheek with just under 15. Cheek also has an incredibly impressive 6.8 rebounds per game, but when we look at the steals, Cheek has 6.2 steals per game, which is extremely impressive from a guard of his size. We're going to see how those steals really come into play. My guess is that they're going to come out pretty strong in a full court press, but of course, we'll see. One of the things that I want you to look out for, though, is the matchup between Luke Rogers and Errol Crawford, the senior center for the Pilgrims. Rogers, the senior big man for the Jumbos, recently back in this lineup and has caused problems for opposing defenses. The Pilgrims, of course, with their extremely strong guard play, we'll see how their big men can match up against Rogers.
Yeah, will be an interesting matchup for sure, Sam. That's Luke Rogers, who recently got his 1,000th point for the career Jumbos, adding him to the all-time scorers list. So this Jumbos team is now 3-1 since his return, struggling a little bit on the season at 5-8, especially without Luke Rogers. So let's see if the resurgence of these Jumbos can continue against a New England College Pilgrims team that is 2-3 in their last 5 games.
Right, let's take a look now at the starting 5 for the Jumbos. We've got Dylan Thorner, Luke Rogers, Will Brady, Theo Henry, and Brennan Morris. It's going to be Henry's second start on the season. As the tip is just underway, Henry takes it in, but noticeably absent for the Jumbos is Tyler Aronson, absent the last 2 games for the Jumbos as well.
As Henry drives to the basket, lays it off the glass, and good for the Jumbos.
The Jumbos are going to have to really attack the basket well in this game, facing a couple of guards that are undersized in the matchup against them, so we'll see how they take advantage of that.
That's Allen pulling up for 2. Won't go. Errol Crawford fights for the rebound, but the call will go the way of the Jumbos here.
And as you see already, Luke Rogers making an impact on the boards. Crawford picking up his first foul, and if Rogers can get him into foul trouble early, it could be a long game here for the Pilgrims.
As Thorner is set to inbound here, finds Brady.
And as originally predicted, the Pilgrims set into their full court press, but as the Jumbos get it in, they back off.
It's now Henry to Brady. Brady finds Morris at the top. Over to Thorner. Back out to Henry. In the corner, Brady, jab steps, pass back to Morris. Henry looking to create, out to Brady in the corner, puts up the 3. And Brady gets it to go on the 3-pointer from the corner.
And as you saw from the Pilgrims on the first possession, they showed up in a 3-2 zone defense. Brady able to find the hole in that and make it fall.
Crawford now passes to Cheek. Cheek looking to create here, pulls back, 3-pointer. No good as Morris comes down with the rebound. Jumbo's looking to push the pace here with Henry. Out to Thorner. Thorner driving to the basket. Over Crawford, lays it off the glass, and that's in for the Jumbos.
And a great move from Thorner attacking the basket. The Jumbos coming out now to a 7-0 run in just under 2 minutes of play.
Allen passes to Tavilla, apologies. Allen looking to create here. Steps back, long 2. That won't go. Rogers with a strong rebound. Jumbo's pushing the pace again here with Henry. Henry back out to Brady. Top of the key to Rogers. Swings it to Morris.
Morris, a sharp shooter for the Jumbos. Hasn't been able to find his mark really at all this season, shooting well below his career numbers.
As is now with Thorner. Looking to drive. Finds Rogers low. Rogers going to work on Crawford. Off the glass. Won't go, but the foul. Rogers will go to the line to shoot 2.
And the Pilgrims going with a man defense on that possession. Nice job by Rogers. Drawing the help, just unable to finish with that right hand. He'll be at the line shooting 2.
Rogers, a 47% free throw shooter on the year. A guy you don't mind sending to the stripe every once in a while.
Absolutely, and leaving so many points at the stripe could become costly in close games as he misses the first. But the Jumbos out early to a 7-0 run. Of course, college basketball, a game of runs. So we'll see how it affects them down the stretch, but Jumbos under a pretty comfortable lead coming out with the fire. Just over 2 minutes off the clock, and the Jumbos lead 7-0.
Rogers puts up the second one. Also not good. Rebounded there by Calvin Cheek. Takes up the court. Cheek goes to work on Brady. Drives to the basket. Left hand off the glass, and a great layup there by Calvin Cheek.
And a dynamic move from the Pilgrims as they, again, employ their full court press. Going man there against Henry, who's still seeking to break it, but crosses the timeline.
Henry now. Looks like it was tipped there by Cheek. Out to Thorner. Thorner to Rogers. Brady with the three. That's good.
And Will Brady money early. 2 of 2 from long range, finding it early. Gives the Jumbos an 8-point lead here.
There's Cheek looking to go to work again. A nice move put on Thorner there as Henry gets a steal. Open court. Looks to put it up for the layup. And Tavilla can't contest in time. 2 points there for Henry.
And a nice finger roll draws the time out.
Bit of confusion here in Cousins, so a timeout wasn't called. Looks like some confusion there between the Tufts bench and the referees, but now it will be Octavian set to inbound it for the Pilgrims. Allen this time bringing the ball up.
Oh, and one thing we've seen so far from the Pilgrims is their offense has not really been extremely played by their team. It's been a lot of the guard play, driving to the basket, trying to create open looks between Allen and Cheek. So we'll see how they can try to break this Tufts defense. Again, Tufts in a zone now as well.
And that was Cheek going to work there on Henry. Definitely drew a foul, so he'll go to the stripe to shoot 2. And Bobby Stewart is checked into the game for the Jumbos for Luke Rogers. Cheek is 73% shooter on the year. It's pretty good for this level. Converts there on the first.
Yeah, Cheek making the first fall from the stripe, cutting this Jumbo lead to 9 points. Pilgrims just not able to get anything going offensively.
And Cheek won't hit the second. That's Thorner with the rebound. Thorner pushes the pace. Out to Henry. Henry 3. That one in and out. Rebound by Octavian. Brings up the court. Looks to drive. And a foul called there on Thorner. Octavian will go to the line to shoot 2.
And a great job by the Pilgrims to attack the basket. Knowing Luke Rogers is out of the game, they can get there just a little bit easier. Bobby Stewart not as strong as Rogers, but 2 more substitutions are coming for the Jumbos. It looks like it's going to be Casey McLaren after the first shot here.
Octavian hits the first. So that will be Will Brady and Brendan Morris out for McLaren.
That's going to be Truman Gettings for the
Truman
Jumbos.
Gettings. Okay, Octavian set to shoot the second here to make this a 12-5 game. Pilgrims look like they've just settled a little bit here. Octavian, like Cheek, cannot hit the second. Jumbos again look to go quick here. Find McLaren. McLaren switches hands and lays it off the glass for a nice layup there.
The Jumbos have played a lot in transition so far. In this one here, in Cousins, Pilgrims are going to have to play much better stopping the ball to contain the Jumbos there.
Cheek looks like he's trying to draw a foul, ends up throwing it away, but stolen there by Octavian. Looks for Tavia down low, can't get it, but it's going to be called out on the Jumbos, so that'll be the Pilgrims' ball. Ball switching hands a couple of times there, Sam.
Truman Gettings looking a little frazzled coming into the game early. He'll check right back out. Will Brady coming in. It looks like the Jumbos are going to go a little bit smaller. Casey McLaren, the other big, in with Bobby Stewart. But again, the Pilgrims are a little bit undersized compared to the Jumbos, so going with a smaller lineup might not be the worst option here. You have to guard those dynamic guards, Cheek and Allen.
Octavian set to inbound, finds Cheek. Cheek fakes a shot, goes behind the back. Out to Tavilla. Tavilla drives. Henry gets a hand in there, forces the steal. Bobby Stewart with the rebound. Brady pushing the pace up to McLaren. McLaren puts it up over Adams and gets it to drop for 2.
And a good find by Will Brady. Had he let him just a little bit more, it would have been an easy layup with the left hand, but able to convert nonetheless.
Hard drive there by Allen. Can't get the floater to go. As now Brady in the corner. Back up to McLaren. McLaren swings it to Thorner. Thorner for 3. can't hit, but rebound Brady. Knocked away by Cheek. Adams to bring up the ball. Looking to go quick here are the Pilgrims. Slow things down just a little bit now. Cheek looking to go to work on Henry again. Henry with the steal in the last possession, as it's now to Octavian. Octavian looking to drive, instead kicks it out to Cheek. Cheek now driving on Bobby Stewart. Passes instead, but Will Brady comes up with the steal. Brady to Henry. Henry, Stewart down low. He converts the layup.
And Theo Henry has done an excellent job of distributing the ball here so far early. The assist numbers might not show it, but Theo Henry has filled in incredibly well for Tyler Aronson.
And a timeout now for the Pilgrims. The Jumbos have an 18-4 lead here with 14 minutes left in the first half. Sam, kind of exactly what we were expecting here, with a lot of the offensive production relying on the guards for the Pilgrims, and the Jumbos pushing the pace, trying to get past the full court press and then finding easy layups in transition.
Yeah, one of the things that you're seeing a lot of is the Jumbos playing with significant pressure up the middle and doing a great job on their perimeter defense, rotating well when one guy gets beat. The Pilgrims haven't really been able to get the ball inside to their bigs. Even with Luke Rogers out of the game, they haven't been able to exploit anything on the low block. You see two freshmen forwards in Bobby Stewart and Truman Gettings, but they've both been able to hold their own. Pilgrims have only scored 4 points in over 5 minutes of play here. The Jumbos 18, they're sitting on a pretty comfortable 14-point lead. As Carson Cohen checks into the game for the Jumbos, we've seen a long-awaited return here in Cousins. We're going to see how he stacks up against these dynamic guards for the Pilgrims.
Yeah, alongside him checking in as well is Kai Champion, number 14 for the Jumbos. As the Pilgrims also make one change, coming into the game, number 12, Kyle Inglis. Tavia, top of the key, 3-ball, and he hits over Bobby Stewart. Good start here for the Pilgrims as Kai Champion and Carson Cohen look to navigate this full court press, eventually cross the halfway line.
And just before they entered that ball, I was going to say that the Pilgrims haven't shot a ton of threes this game, so look for them to start connecting from long range as Tavilla exploits the Jumbo defense and puts one in from long range.
And that's going to be out of bounds on the Jumbos. And Tavilla, who just hit the three-pointer from the top, set to inbound here to Cheek.
Cheek, the leading scorer for the Pilgrims so far with 3. Tavilla with 3 as well, just added.
Now over to Pendleton Mills. Swings it out to Inglis. Inglis with Bobby Stewart on him. Champion looking to pressure Cheeks here. Octavian fakes a shot, instead elects to drive, kicks it out to Pendleton Mills. Pendleton Mills, who had his foot on the line. Ball will go the other way, and Octavian took a bit of a hard fall there as he went to kick the ball out.
Luke Rogers re-enters the game here with Jay Dieterle. Out goes Stewart and Truman Gettings, so the Jumbos again going a little smaller, bringing in another guard.
And Octavian will check out for the Pilgrims, replaced by number 14, Alex Williams. As there are some shoes that need tying here for the Pilgrims, as Dieterle gets set to inbound with, again, the full court press. Pendleton Mills in his face. Ball now with Cohen. Ends up beating his guy with speed. Settles it down a little bit. Rogers wants the ball at the top of the key.
Pilgrims have noticeably shifted to a man defense here, trying to contain the Jumbos. Jumbos could look to set some off-ball screens as Rogers finds himself free.
Easy pick and roll there. Luke Rogers and Carson Cohen executing very well as Cheek brings this ball up now for the Pilgrims. Pendleton Mills now. Looking to go to work on Dieterle. Instead kicks it out. Inglis for 3. He can't hit. Rebound Rogers. Going quick now to Champion. Champion driving down court, but it's almost a steal for Cheeks, but it will be out of bounds on the Jumbos. Don't know if he gets a credit for a steal there, but that's a couple times now we've seen Cheek interrupting play.
And Coach Linton not liking the ball security there from Champion, so immediately going back to his starter, Theo Henry. As the Jumbos changing up their defensive look as well.
Inglis now kicks it out to Pendleton Mills, thinks about the shot. Likes to go down low to Tavilla instead with Rogers on him. Puts up the 2, can't hit. Dieterle rebounds, does well to stay in bounds there, gives it to Cohen.
The long-awaited return here from Cohen and Dieterle have been quiet, but all the offense from there since their entry has been from Luke Rogers.
Now McLaren baseline drive, and I believe a foul called against the Pilgrims, so not a shooting foul. The Jumbos will get the ball with Dieterle for the inbound. See what the coach, what kind of play they run here. As Brendan Morris checks into the game for McLaren.
The Jumbos sitting again on a 13-point lead have been able to keep their legs fresh. Still got a couple of starters on the bench in Brady and Thorner.
Brendan Morris off the inbound, quick shot. Can't get the two to go. Rebound, strong rebound by Cheek. Pilgrims looking to push the pace now. In transition, Cheek puts up a floater, can't hit, but Errol Crawford with a great rebound. He can't convert, and Brendan Morris takes it down for the Jumbos.
And one of the things that I was saying earlier is that the Pilgrims have had a tough time playing their team offense. It's been a lot of a one-man show with either Calvin Cheek or Jamal Allen. Pilgrims need to make that extra pass, find the open guy to be able to get something going offensively.
The ball floated into Rogers, kicks it out. Dieterle for three. Can't hit, long rebound Henry. Back to Cohen. Cohen to Rogers, Rogers to Morris. Morris now finds Rogers down low. Rogers, reverse layup, and it's good for two.
And another textbook pick and roll there between Rogers and Morris. Going up and under was Rogers for the easy finish.
Crawford, long two. Carson Cohen comes down with the rebound, passes the ball to Henry. Henry directing traffic here. Finds Luke Rogers. Luke Rogers back to Henry. Was looking for the switch, couldn't get it. Henry looking to find Dieterle down low, but ends up throwing it away for a Pilgrims ball.
And a lot of movement there from the Jumbos is one thing that you're not really seeing from the Pilgrims on the offensive side of the ball. Look for them to make a couple of backdoor cuts and find a guy on a crafty assist. New England College, again, having a tough time. Only 13.8 assists a game, which is significantly low when you consider the 87-point average that they have been scoring at per game.
Inglis drives and kicks. Top to Williams. Williams can't get it to go for the three. Strong rebound there by Rogers. Rogers being hounded. Elects to take the ball up himself. All big men dream of being point guards. There's Henry now. Finds Rogers again. Carson Cohen with Inglis on him. Rogers looks to go to work on Crawford. Turn around. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. Dieterle rebound. And Rogers with guys all over. And I believe that was a block by number 30, Cameron Levan. Listed at 5'10". Doesn't look all of it. A block on the big man, Luke Rogers there.
And a great job by the Pilgrims swarming to the ball as soon as it got in there. Luke Rogers unable to get the ball up over his head and finish.
Pendleton Mills now to Williams. Williams out to Levan. Levan to Inglis. Inglis driving, looking to carve this Jumbo's defense, and he does. Bucket won't count, and it's going to be a charge on Inglis.
And fresh off the injured list, Carson Cohen drawing that charge, sending it back in the other direction. Exactly what you want to see from one of your leaders on the floor. Certainly a floor general, but he'll head to the bench for another one in Will Brady. Brady connected on 2 of 2 from three-point land earlier. So we'll see now how the Jumbos elect to break this press. Again, full court with Levan pressuring Henry. Henry's going to have to get it over the timeline.
Henry with a nice move there to do just that. Finds Rogers. It's back to Thorner, who's checked back into the game. Rogers to Brady. Going to call an illegal screen, I believe, and the ball will go the Pilgrims' way.
Yeah, Rogers just wasn't set early enough. And Will Brady using that screen wisely, but Rogers has to keep those feet set.
Now it looks like this offense will be run by Levan as he gets set to take the ball up.
Pilgrims still unable to get anything going offensively. One of their floor generals, Calvin Cheek, off the floor.
As the ball is with the other one, Adams. Driving baseline on Rogers, kicks it out. Levan out to Williams. Williams for three. Can't hit. Rebound, Brady.
And certainly not the result that you want to see, but a good job by the Pilgrims making the extra pass and finding the open guy in the corner.
Thorner tries to float it to Rogers. Great help defense there by Williams as the Pilgrims look to go fast to Adams. Looks like Thorner did just enough to break up that play up, but ultimately it will be a Pilgrims ball off the foot of Thorner.
Yeah, and an excellent job by the Jumbos with their transition defense. As you saw, the Pilgrims didn't have numbers, but continued to head down the floor.
Pendleton Mills sets to inbound. Over to Adams. Adams floats one over Rogers, and he hits. Good floater there over Rogers.
A nice job there from Allen. That's his first points of the day. He's 1 of 5 so far. Levan trying to draw the charge.
High up, Henry drives, can't get it to fall, and a good rebound there by Pendleton Mills, who now looks to push for the Pilgrims. Back out to Adams. Adams feints. A strange layup there. Looks like he just got caught in two different minds between shoot and pass. As Henry with the outlet to Thorner. Levan tried to take this charge again and ends up fouling Thorner. Levan looks hungry to take a charge here.
Absolutely, and a little bit of a late call, but Thorner gets the call. He'll be at the line to shoot 2 here for the Jumbos. Shooting 88% from the stripe. I believe that's the best for the Jumbos, who are shooting at just under a 65% clip on the season. They're 0 of 2 from the line today.
Thorner with the first. He makes no mistakes. Definitely pulling this Jumbo free throw average up. Would hate to see what it looked like without him. With just 65%. Really just kind of not good enough if you're this Jumbo's roster, but Thorner looking to make it 2 for 2 from the stripe. And he does just that. Jumbos now pushing their lead to 24-9 as Levan takes the ball up. Out to Pendleton Mills. Pendleton Mills puts a move on Thorner. Brendan Morris gets a hand in, but it goes to Earl Crawford, who gets hacked by Bobby Stewart, who's just checked into the game, and Earl Crawford will go to the line.
Yeah, Bobby Stewart just a little late moving those feet over. Brendan Morris had that block covered, but a miscommunication between Morris and Stewart sends Errol Crawford to the line.
Errol Crawford's at the line for the Pilgrims.
Errol Crawford, no points in the game, 0 of 2 from the field, but 2 boards for the big man. First one up and good, puts his name on the board. Cuts this Jumbo lead to 14. Pilgrims still looking to get going on the offensive side of the ball. Only 10 points in under 12 minutes.
Crawford puts up the second, and he hits 2 for 2. Thorner inbounds. Henry, being hounded by Adam, is told to go himself. Now 2 men on him, and the full court press now working.
And a good job there from Coach Linton to call the timeout, bail his man out of trouble. This is the first time that we saw the Pilgrim trap really work there on the sideline, and that's because Henry took it just a little bit too far out wide. If you're the Jumbos, you got to keep that ball in the middle of the floor. Try to beat the press with some passing, you know? Seen a lot of dribbling from Henry up the floor, and it's worked so far. But at this point, the Pilgrims bringing on those traps just a little bit earlier. You got to pass to get through the press.
Yeah, tough spot there, but luckily they got the timeout in time for the Jumbos. But as you said, just allowed the second guy to switch over to him. Found himself in a bit of pressure, and when you're the Pilgrims, that's an encouraging sign. Your full court press finally coming to fruition, not getting beat for the transition layup.
And we've talked about it a bunch, how the Pilgrims have been unable to get their offense going, but the Jumbos have been firing on all cylinders so far, shooting 58% from the field. New England College not as lucky, only shooting an 18.8%. That's 3 of 16.
Henry now being hounded by Levan. Picked his dribble up. Bobby Stewart. Now Brady. Brady in the corner. Thorner for 3. And he hits. 3 points for Dylan Thorner.
Dylan Thorner now the leading scorer for the Jumbos. That gives him 7.
And that'll be Adams, I believe, dribbling off his own foot out of bounds. So Jumbo ball there. Maybe a bit of momentum from that corner 3 by Thorner.
And a costly turnover for New England College after the Jumbos put 3 on the board. Jumbos lead by 16 here in their home gym and show no signs of slowing down. The Pilgrims have been unable to figure out their offense.
Brady goes to work on Adam. Finds Henry down low. Henry reverse layup, won't go. Rebound. Number 4, Marquez Rather finds Sevilla. Back up to Allen. Allen goes to work on Stewart. Stewart got a piece of him, and he'll go to the line, shoot 2.
And a good job by the Pilgrims getting to the rack and drawing the contact to get to the charity stripe for 2. It's going to be Jamal Allen. He's got 2 points in the game for the Pilgrims, but the Pilgrims still shooting a pretty rough percentage from the field and unable to get their team offense really moving. There's one cut too slow, or one pass away from really beginning to, get that offense moving. Again, only shooting under 19%, only 1 of 6 from three-point land. That's about 13% lower than their season clip. So expect a little bit more offense from the Pilgrims in the coming moments.
Yeah, Jamal Allen goes 1 for 2 there from the stripe as we see this full court press again. Carson Cohen now back in the game after drawing that charge earlier in this half. Cohen on Cheek. Cheek reaches, gets the steal. Cheek for the layup. And an easy 2 there for Cheek. Good work with the active hands there by the guard.
Right, and just after they pass that
and another
timeline.
steal there by Pendleton Mills. Forces Thorner into a tough spot, but does well to get out of it. And then a foul on Allen. Sorry to cut you off there, Sam, but a lot happening here at Cousins Gymnasium.
No worries at all. All I was about to say was the Jumbos got a little bit complacent after they crossed that timeline, but they weren't out of trouble yet with that press. Again, 6 steals per game from Calvin Cheek. They forced 25 turnovers in their last game and scored 35 points off of those turnovers. So we'll see how the Pilgrims can really turn that defense into offense as Calvin Cheek did just there.
Brady now bringing the ball up for the Jumbos. Finds Gettings to Dieterle. Out to Cohen. Cohen to the corner. Brady. Back to Cohen. Cohen asking for a screen. Won't get it. Instead, pass to Brady. Finds McLaren cutting. Pull up 2. And he hits. Found his spot and took a shot and sinks it for 2.
An absolutely beautiful stroke on a great cut from him. Able to add 2 to his name and extend this Jumbo lead to 15.
Tavia for 3. He hits again from that same spot he hit earlier. Must really like that top of the key. He now has 6 points from deep. Does Sevilla.
Now a little bit more full court pressure from the Pilgrims, but easily broken by Brady.
Now Gettings to McLaren. Back to Gettings. Back to McLaren. McLaren looked to shoot. Instead elects to pass. Gettings drives. Kicks it. Brady, corner. Closely guarded. Brady now pulls it out. Gets a screen from Gettings. Gettings rolls. Instead goes to McLaren for 3. And McLaren hits again.
And a great job by the Jumbos continuing to cut, not giving up on that offensive possession. McLaren, the beneficiary, sinks the 3 from the top of the key.
Now Rather with the ball for the Pilgrims. To Pendleton Mills. Pendleton Mills driving on Brady. Instead elects to kick it to Allen. Allen pulls up. 3. That one off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds, and that'll be a Jumbo's ball. Not the kinds of shots you want to see if you're the Pilgrims here, Sam.
Absolutely not. And one of the things that you saw there was the Pilgrims calling for an isolation. And with the Jumbos in a man-to-man offense that cleared out 3 of their men, but taking that long 3 when you have a chance to take him to the basket is just not the wisest decision. Again, you're down so much, but you can only chip away.
As Cheek gets another steal here. Gets the ball to Mills. Cheek back to Mills. Mills looks to pull up. Instead elects to pass. Allen thought about a shot with the much larger Gettings on him. Will look to go to work here. Champion comes over to help and forces an errant pass. Great help defense there by Kai Champion.
Right, and I was about to say that you can only chip away if you're putting points on the board, and the Pilgrims have struggled to do that in their offensive sets so far. So let's look for them to push the pace a little bit. Look for them to try to create off of those turnovers.
Score now 32-17 as Cohen looks to bring the ball up, guarded by Rather. Out to Dieterle. Gettings with the screen, rolls. Instead elects to go to Champion, thinks about the shot, drives to the basket. All sorts of contact there by Cheek, who will get called for the foul.
One of the things that I'd like to see from Kai Champion later in this half as he gets to the line here with that foul is to play a little bit more in control. He's very clearly a freshman on the floor so far, and he's played great. But one of the things that you'd like to see is dribble with the head up just a little bit more. Look to cut with the ball out of your hands rather than try to make everything happen with the ball in your hands.
Champion hits the first, and interestingly, right before that play, Champion went over to the ref right in front of us and said, keep an eye on Cheek. He's been hitting my arm on these steals, and immediately drives at Cheek, gets hit on the arm, and goes to the line. So Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship there from Champion, pointing that out to the refs, but works out for him, and he gets the call, looking to make it 2 for 2 from the stripe.
Certainly, and when you're sitting on a pretty 16-point lead, you can opt to play some of your younger guns, get a little bit more experience on the floor for when you need them down the stretch as Gettings fights for the board.
Yeah, great rebound there, just over Cheek. Cheek, no chance, as Cohen steps on the line. Or does he not? A little bit of confusion here. Again, it will be Jumbo's ball. Not 100% sure what the call was there, Sam. Champion into Cohen. Cohen to Dieterle. Dieterle finds Getting down low. Getting with 2 men on him. Makes him jump. Reverse off the glass, and he sinks it for 2.
The Jumbos have really dominated in the paint so far. I wish we had the statistic on the number of points they scored in the paint, but Truman Gettings just making it look easy down there.
Yeah, great roll there by Gettings to the basket, and with 2 men on him, fakes them both out. Number 1 rule of post defense, don't leave your feet, and Cardinal sin committed there by the Pilgrims.
Now the Pilgrims looking to get something going. Look for a quick shot off of the inbounds pass, though. It's going to be either Allen or Cheek rolling to the corner.
Yeah, Pendleton Mills out to Cheek, just over Dieterle. Cheek looking to drive, kicks it to Pendleton Mills, thinks about the shot, sees Tavilla cutting. Instead goes back to Cheek. Cheek baseline drive, out to Tavilla. Tavilla now driving. Tavilla goes to work on Cohen. Cohen does just enough, gets the rebound out to Gettings. Gettings out to Cohen, who then travels, kind of caught in 2 minds there with McLaren streaking to the basket, thought about the pass, elects to keep it himself, but that momentary lapse in judgment caused the travel.
Right, and the Jumbos did have numbers there. You saw 3-on-2 there. Cohen just had to make that pocket pass, get it inside for the easy finish there for McLaren, but just not putting the ball on the floor early enough.
As a nice spin there by Allen, who is met by Getting, who will be called for the foul, I believe. Yes, he will, and he'll go to the stripe. That was a foul on number 14, Kai Champion.
And 2 subs coming in the game for the Jumbos, going with a little bit more height for the last 4 or so minutes. Brennan Morris coming back in with Dylan Thorner. Down goes Dieterle and Kai Champion.
Allen converts the first.
The first of the 1-and-1 is always the most important. Give yourself another chance, as Theo Henry's also going to enter the game. Out comes McLaren.
And Brennan Morris. Brennan Morris has been a sharpshooter over the years. Failed to see him shoot as much this season. Struggling to find form a bit as Allen hits both free throws. Thorner now inbounds to Cohen.
Right, it's always difficult when you've got a new coach, slightly new philosophy. Brendan Moore is 6'6", probably one of the larger guards that you're going to see in Division III, so maybe shooting a little bit less, but the jump ball drawn there by the Pilgrims. Nice job by Calvin Cheek to get in on the action.
Yeah, again, just amazed by the activity of Cheek here. Looks to be disturbing things all over the place for the Jumbos with just great hustle and active hands, so Cheek gets another turnover here for the Pilgrims. Let's see if they can start converting these as he drives. Euro steps off the glass. Can't spin it in.
Not able to put enough English on it to get it to roll through. Theo Henry, nice screen there from Gettings.
Cheek again with another steal. Wish we had the statistic on how many that is now. Cheek going to work on Thorner. Can't get it to go. Tip by Tavilla. And that's going to be called out of bounds. Jumbo's ball, but Cheek looks like he's holding his left wrist here a little bit, maybe a little shaken up on that play, but once again, Cheek just disrupting things for this Jumbo offense, who've fallen a little flat here now with the score 35-19.
Right, and you love the heart. Still a lot of basketball left to be played, and Calvin Cheek has been all over the floor for the Pilgrims. He's going to take a seat now with 3:37 left to go here in the first half, but the Jumbos lead by 16. Another full court press coming here from the Pilgrims.
And now Brady looking to drive, kicks it out to Rogers. Rogers reverse layup, can't get it to go. Rebound Octavian, Octavian to Rather. Rather back out to Pendleton Mills. Up to Allen, who thought about the shot, drives instead, floats it over Rogers. Crawford rebound off the glass. Rogers eventually takes it down for the Jumbos. Up to Thorner. Thorner looks to put a move on Octavian, slips, Gets the ball back out to Brady. Brady slows things down here for the Jumbos. Back out to Rogers, who we haven't seen too much of this game. Now Rogers on Crawford. Thorner looks for it. Thorner, pull up, 2. Can't get it to go. A little bit of a wayward rebound there by Pendleton Mills, but he takes it down. So he looks to drive now for the Pilgrims. Crawford will set a screen.
They get Henry for a hand check. A little bit of a rough call there. But getting through that screen is definitely the way to go, going over it. Just a little bit too active with his hands. It's going to send the Pilgrims to the line for 1-and-1 as both teams are in the bonus here. 2:48 left to go in the first half. But as you said, we haven't seen a ton of Luke Rogers in this one. Could be resting him. Again, you've got a pretty comfortable 16-point lead, and the Pilgrims haven't shown any sign of heating up on offense. The only thing that they do have going for them is the free throw line. They're 7 of 10 they've gotten there, twice more than the Jumbos, who are only 3 of 6. So 50% to 70%, New England College has them edged in that category. But the Jumbos, 11 turnovers in this one. You'd like to see them protect the ball a little bit more. Some of it could be the play of a couple of the freshmen who are getting a couple more minutes. But again, when you're looking at the Pilgrims, you're seeing a lot of active hands.
Yeah, absolutely. The turnover has been costly here for the Jumbos, who aren't really a turnover-prone team, but the work of Cheek has been immense so far here for the Pilgrims. But it looked like he was just holding that left hand, and well, it'll be interesting to see if he checks back into the game. It doesn't look like he's going to, so hopefully all is all right for him on that front, because it would be a real shame if he doesn't participate further in this game, as all the hustle he's shown here through 17 minutes of this first half has been really fun to watch.
Right, New England College has certainly come out, but not put up the same kind of efficiency from the field as we've seen them put up earlier in this season, shooting just over 20% in today's game. Look for them to heat up either late here at the end of the first or early in the second.
So that's Pendleton Mills. He can't hit the second, or the first, apologies. Now the ball with Henry. Henry with Pendleton Mills on him. And that'll be a hand check on the other end. The reverse picture of what we just saw. Pendleton Mills this time fouling Henry. Interesting thing, Sam. Jamal Allen, 1 for 8, 0 for 2 from 3-point. Only 5 points so far in this half. He's only got 2 games this season with less than 20 points. So Pilgrim's struggling to score, and it sounds like they rely on him oftentimes, and he hasn't been able to produce tonight.
Right, and the Jumbos have done a really good job keeping them in check. That perimeter defense has been strong, even without Aronson. Will Brady and Theo Henry have done an excellent job containing the 2 dynamic guards in Cheek and Allen. And one of the things that you'd like to see them continue to do is rotate well, whether in that zone defense or in that offense with the help D, as Henry puts up the second, no good.
Way short, but Rogers grabs it over the head of Octavian. Thorner now looking to drive, kicks it. Morris puts a move on Pendleton Mills. Back out to Thorner. Thorner thought about the shot. Back out to Henry. Henry now. Long past the corner. Brady in the air. Finds Morris. Morris step back 3. And he hits a great step back move there by Brendan Morris.
And again, excellent move there from Morris to create the offense. Had his man just a little bit flat-footed, able to create some separation.
As Allen now for 3. He can't hit. Rebound Rogers. Rebound Rogers now, I believe it is 8th all-time in rebounds for the Tufts Jumbos. Here's Brady now, working on Inglis to Rogers. Rogers corner to Henry. Henry looking to work on Inglis. Luke Rogers now gives it back to Henry. Henry going baseline. Henry kicks it back out to Thorner. Thorner fakes a shot, drives baseline on Crawford. A lot of contact there, but banks it off the glass and in for 2 as the Pilgrims look to go fast here with Inglis. Inglis now just slows things down a little bit. Back out to Allen. Allen to Pendleton Mills. Pendleton Mills now gets the wrong side of Henry. Goes on Rogers. An underhand scoop, not a very high percentage shot there as Henry gets the rebound. Drives now. A bit of life injected in this game as he goes baseline. Kicks to Brady. Brady for 3. Short there, but Rogers with the rebound. Puts it back up. That won't go, but Brady with the rebound. Out to Henry. Henry for 3. That one in and out. Not a shooter's bounce there.
Jumbos have settled for that 3-point shot here late in the second half. Or late in the first half, excuse me.
Allen looking to spin on Rogers. That won't go with 53 seconds here now. Henry still pushing the pace. Henry, corner, Morris, Brady. Brady spins out of it, back out to Henry. Jumbo's looking to reset here and get a high-quality shot with 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Henry now. Out to Thorner. Thorner, hop step, gets fouled by Pendleton Mills, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And a good job there by the Jumbos, calming things down on offense. They could have gone 2 for 1, but again, when you've got a 22-point lead, don't need to go 2 for 1. So Thorner slowing it down, getting to the line, though. Looks like the Pilgrims may hold for 1 here. Just 2.8 separation between the shot and game clock. Thorner to shoot 2. Again, excellent free throw shooter, 88% from the line.
Yeah, and interestingly, Cheek set to check back in here. That's what we like to see. He looks to be okay after being briefly shaken up. 32 seconds left here. As Sam noted, 2.8 second difference between the shot and the game clock here. As Thorner gets set to take his second. This would be for Thorner's 11th point of the game.
Thorner, the leading scorer for the Jumbos, but they've done a really excellent job spreading the ball. No, the only Jumbo in double figures, but a lot of Jumbos have added to the point total in the game.
Rebound was grabbed by Cheek, who passes to Inglis. Inglis back out to Cheek, 20 seconds now, game clock. Cheek step back, doesn't pull the trigger, back out to Inglis. Inglis with Brady on him. Inglis driving on Brady. Getting slid over to help. Thorner now with 10.8 seconds. Finds Henry. Henry with the layup. Cheek with the definitely shot alteration. I don't know how much of the ball he got, but that's out to Allen for 3. And he hits at the buzzer. Buzzer beater for Allen. Jamal Allen, a deep 3 there to make the score 42-22 now at the end of the first half.
And certainly a stunner. One of the things that you would have liked to see the Jumbos do is hold for that last shot. Again, you had a little bit of numbers, but Theo Henry blocked on that last possession. New England College able to come back and give themselves a little bit of hope. Again, down by 20 points heading to this second half. But most of that can be chalked up to their poor field goal percentage, shooting just 21% from the field. So look for them to make some noise here in the second half. Certainly doesn't look like they've been beat yet.
Yeah, just not a lot of high-quality looks here for the Pilgrims so far, but you see Cheek's immediate impact there again with the chase-down block on Henry. But we will be back for the second half. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us.
I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact is a national nonprofit that connects kids living with serious and chronic illness with college athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes.
Can I have a hug? Oh. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
When you spread the word about Team Impact, you have the power to change lives.
Hello and welcome back here to the second half of the Tufts University Jumbos taking on the New England College Pilgrims here. It's 42-22 in the favor of Tufts University. I'm Owen Fitzsimons. Once again, joined alongside me is Sam Brill. Sam, what are we looking for here in the second half?
We're looking for a lot more offensive intensity and momentum from the Pilgrims. They shoot traditionally, on average, 33s per game, and in the first half, only shooting 10. So one of the things that they haven't been able to do is find the open man or really run any sort of offensive plays at all, and that's hindered their momentum a significant amount. One of the things that we've seen from the Jumbos, they've turned the ball over 12 times this game, and the Pilgrims have been able to score a lot off of turnovers so far this season, scoring 35 off of turnovers in their last game. But with the Jumbos turning the ball over 12 times in the first half, Pilgrims only scoring 6 off of those turnovers. So we'll see if the Pilgrims can turn that defense into offense a little bit better and settle down into their offensive sets to cut this 20-point deficit.
Henry now kicks the ball out to Brady. Rogers down low on Crawford. Kicks it out to Thorner. Thorner drives on Cheek. Cheek stuck a hand in. Thorner out to Brady. Brady for 3. In and out won't go. Luke Rogers with a tip. That won't go either. Ball bouncing out is claimed off of Thorner. Jumbos disagree with that.
And the Jumbos have also out-rebounded the Pilgrims 29-14 in the first half. So it's clear that the return of Rogers has done a lot for the Jumbos in terms of rebounding. Some of that can be chalked up to the poor field goal percentage for the Pilgrims as Thorner gets to the rack and scores. But some of that can be chalked up to the 21% that the Pilgrims are shooting from the field. But again, with that being said, they've got to do a better job on the boards.
Yeah, and you can see that offensive discombobulation a little bit here as Tavilla airballs a 3 here. As you said, Sam, just looking disconnected on the offensive front as Thorner drives on Cheek, who looked to have got a hand in there, altering the shot as Cheek with the long outlet pass. Instead turns the ball over to Brendan Morris, who looks to push the pace here for the Jumbos out to Henry.
Yeah, the Jumbos can slow this one down. Again, time is on their side with such a large lead. Rogers able to get in, but unable to score.
And that'll be Jumbo's ball. Looked like it was going out on Rogers, and Tavilla just tried to save it. But as you said, Sam, time certainly on the Jumbo side. As Luke Rogers, I don't think we'll see him miss too many of those shots. He likes that post-up turnaround. Not quite a sky hook, but something pretty similar. So Morris now kicks it out to Thorner. Passes to Henry, open lane to the basket, lays it in.
Right, a nice job from Henry to get to the rack. I was just about to say that the Jumbos can really settle, not look for that first open shot, but the second, maybe third open shot of a possession, because the Pilgrims have been slow on their rotations.
Yeah, Crawford on the last basket just couldn't slide over in time as Tavilla now drives. Crawford deep 2, and he's off the mark, looking to fight for the rebound. Henry collects. Again, from the Pilgrims, not really the shot that you want there. Plenty of time left on the shot clock, and Crawford's not your guy to be taking those long 2s. As Thorner thought about it, tried to find Rogers, tipped by Crawford. Cheek now out to Octavian.
And there's a turnover from the Pilgrims where they could have pushed, tried to get to the rack, but again, kicking it out looked like Cheek almost made the cardinal sin of passing with the jump there.
As Jamal Allen floats one up. Can't get the bucket to go, but draws a foul, so he'll go to the stripe.
But again, Owen, the Pilgrims had a chance to push off of the turnover from the Jumbos, but deciding not to, kicking it back out and getting to the free throw line. So turns out to be an excellent result, but it's a process over outcome game sometimes in basketball.
Yeah, Allen hits the first here for the Pilgrims, their first points of the half. So as you were saying, Sam, this Pilgrims team just needs to look to get into the flow of things a little more. The Jumbos knew that they rely heavily on these guards coming in the game, and as they've taken that option away, bar a couple of deep 3s by Tavilla, this Pilgrims offense has really struggled here. Henry puts a great move on Cheek, blows by him out to Brady. Brady finds Rogers down low, back on Crawford. Cheek over to help, leaves Thorner open. Thorner, and one. Draws the contact there from Crawford, and he'll get to the stripe.
And excellent patience there from Luke Rogers on that low block. Saw he had drawn 2 defenders to him, and a great cut from Thorner right through the lane. Rogers handing it off. It looked like Thorner was going to throw it down, but as soon as he got fouled, taking the layup and one. Dylan Thorner beginning to take over this game for the Jumbos. He's got 14, looking to make it 15.
Thorner gets set. Yeah, Cheek there, just a little overactive. Kind of took himself out of the play there, going for the steal on Rogers. Thorner puts it up and in. 15 points now for Dylan Thorner.
Jumbo's now with a 25-point lead. Pilgrims looking to move on offense, still in their isolation. Not enough movement to justify any open cutters as he's off the mark. Thorner now pushing in transition.
Rogers hacked there by Allen. Allen disagrees with the call, but after putting up not a great shot on the other end, commits a foul and will send Rogers to the line, who's 0 from 2 from the stripe tonight.
Right, and Owen, New England College has been unable to create their own shot so far in this game, and that goes for everyone on the floor between Jamal Allen, Calvin Cheek, even Inglis, Mills. I mean, you look around this team, and these are guys that have not been able to create their own shot around these Jumbo's defenders. So you're going to look for more cutters. You're going to look for more movement on the offensive side to start something on offense.
Luke Rogers hits 2 there. Certainly will be interesting to see an adaptation of the game plan here. Now down over 20 here. Cheek out to Allen. Allen looking to work on Brady. Drives, puts up a bit of a circus layup, and that's Rogers who gets the rebound. Allen quick to Henry. Henry looking to work on Tavilla. Kicks it out to Morris in the corner. Thinks about the shot. Elects to pass to Brady. Brady out to Henry. Henry looks to slow things down. Use that screen from Rogers, who rolls. Now Rogers on Tavilla. Bit of a mismatch here as he does a little show and go. Spins off his man and in for the easy 2.
And the Jumbo bench loving that, showing that his man is just too small. Can't do anything about it. But again, the Jumbos can just sink into either a soft zone or some hybrid here because not a ton of movement from NEC.
And a good contest by Thorner, but an even better layup by Tavilla, who's been really the main output offensively tonight. Shooting now 3 for 6 from the field. Thorner, corner, Brady thought about the shot. Back out to Thorner.
And still early in the shot clock, a good job by Brady handing it off and finding an even better look inside for Dylan Thorner. The Jumbos just need to continue to add by 2.
Yeah, that was a great play there by the Jumbos. Kind of the big difference between these two teams, that syncopation as Cheek with a deep 3 off the mark, that syncopation by the Jumbos offense of just always finding consistently 1 or 2 good looks on every possession due to their superior ball movement so far.
Right, and the Jumbos are still outsizing the Pilgrims. Thorner, easy pass out to Rogers. The long 2's no good for him, but again, the Jumbos outsizing the Pilgrims can continue to get inside looks.
Allen for 3, that one also off the mark. Takes a bounce. Henry with another rebound.
And Allen has been ice cold in this one. He's 1 of 6 from three-point land and just 2 of 13 from the field in the game.
Yeah, not a great shooting night for Allen, one that he might try to forget, but he does have 10 points. As Rogers and 1. That's a big man move there. Looked to dunk it, didn't quite come off, but managed to finish anyway, and that's a big man move there by Luke Rogers. Going to go to the stripe to make a 3-point play.
Absolutely, showing no fear there was Luke Rogers, who went up over Inglis and dunked it on his head. So Rogers now looking for the and 1 as we have a flurry of subs for the Jumbos, including Bobby Stewart, who looks to come in for the shooter.
Cheek checks out here for the Pilgrims. Luke Rogers to convert the 3-point play. And he converts now 3 for 5 from the line tonight.
And 3 for his last 3 is Luke Rogers. Looks like he's been able to settle down just a little bit, focus on those free throws. You love to see the big man hit from the line, so shooting 60% in this one.
Yeah, we saw him working on it a lot in warm-ups. Many trips to the line just in practice. So glad to see that hard work paying off as I believe that was Champion with a steal. Brendan Morris comes down with it.
Yeah, nice active hands from Kai Champion on that help defense, just able to get in there and strip that ball away. Now Cohen looking to cross the timeline. A lot of pressure on him, so the Pilgrims going to a little bit more pressure on defense, down by so much here in the second half.
Bobby Stewart in the high post, passes to Champion, pulls it out, finds Cohen. Cohen shoots for 3. That one won't go. Rebound by Williams. Williams now out to Levan. Levan to Tavia. Tavia to Pendleton Mills.
And the Pilgrims have both of their dynamic guards, Allen and Cheek, on the bench. Neither of them have been able to put up numbers here.
As that will be a blocking foul there, I believe, on Kai Champion. Nice move by Inglis.
Yeah, and what you saw there was a pretty interesting situation between the officials. Two of them blew the whistle at the same time, made eye contact, and the official closer to the play gets to make that call. He calls the block right there. It'll send Inglis to the line. Jumbos lead 58-26 here in the Cousins Gymnasium as Inglis puts the first one up. Gets the fortuitous bounce, and it falls for him, cutting the Jumbo lead. But again, Pilgrims looking to drive and kick. Inglis showing no fear going in, but unable to convert two.
Pendleton knocks it out of bounds there off of McLaren. The Pilgrims have looked to now double team in the full court press, or at least on the last possession. Will be interesting to see if it happens again. Yeah, see Pendleton sliding over there.
And the Jumbos have run that press break to perfection almost the entire game. You have the two guards cut out wide, and then the passer cut straight down the middle. Pilgrims finally able to figure it out. But the Jumbos have numbers here. The extra pass to Kai Champion could have been there, but Morris taking it himself. The ill-advised shot, and the Pilgrims taking it away.
Active hands there by McLaren, gets the steal. Cohen now looking to go long to McLaren, the one who created the steal, and he gets a well-deserved two. Game now with a bit of paces to Villa from the corner. That won't hit. Cohen with the rebound.
Cohen pulls down the rebound as we have two more subs for the Jumbos, but they can slow this one down. Again, they've got 30 seconds on the shot clock as Cohen gets pushed down. Pendleton Mills with the call.
Yeah, Pendleton Mills went and offered him a hand there. No malicious intent as two Jumbos set to check in. That's Deedley and Gettings. Bobby Stewart takes a seat. Kai Champion now here set to inbound.
And today, it's really been the story of the points in the paint for Tufts. They've got 34 in the paint, which would be beating New England College alone. Again, New England College only has 27 points, as Truman Gettings is going to find himself a trip to the charity stripe to shoot two. But the Jumbos have really just dominated offensively in the paint. Errol Crawford has been absent for the Pilgrims. It's going to be Truman Gettings at the line to shoot two, but the Jumbo bigs have really just done it all.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. They've really put on quite the show tonight. As Gettings went hard to the paint with that one. Almost looked like he was going for a dunk and was stopped immediately. Interesting to see as well Tavilla, who clearly can shoot the ball, hitting those 2 threes earlier, and play as a more playmaking forward, being forced to play in that low post on defense. And looks like Gettings and Rogers and Stewart are just kind of taking advantage of the lack of size when Crawford's not in the game. Gettings makes it 2 for 2. Levan now set to take the ball up for the Pilgrims. 61-27 here for the Jumbos.
And now we're seeing a couple of off-ball screens from the Pilgrims, but Truman Gettings doing a nice job there, continuing to protect the rim. The open three there, Kai Champion just a little bit late on the rotation.
Levan hits there, looking to spark a little life into this Pilgrims team, now down 31. Gettings with a deep screen, gets Sevilla to switch over. Sevilla now on Cohen. Cohen needs to be a little careful there. Pilgrims wanted it backcourt, but it didn't look like it.
But Owen, what we saw on that last possession from New England College certainly gives you hope that they've got something left in them. Finally getting into something offensively. It looks like we're going to have an offensive foul there from Gettings, but you saw a couple of off-ball screens, a couple of cutters heading out. And the Jumbos finally had an opportunity to be late on rotation, and they were. Levan, the beneficiary, hitting that three. But the Jumbos are going to sit back into their defensive set. Looks like they're going to be in a man right here as Kai Champion to guard Levan. Yeah, again, Jamal Allen and Calvin Cheek both on the bench for the Pilgrims.
As this is now Jeff Fleury looking to work on Gettings. Back out to Levan, who hit the last one. Levan hits again. 2 quick threes for Levan. And a timeout for the Jumbos, as Levan is talking to the Tufts crowd here a little bit. Bit of a bold move now, down 28 points, but Levan is getting hot here. 2 quick threes for him
Right, and a really wise timeout there from Coach Linton, to be honest with you, Owen. And the reason I like that timeout is because you've got a lot of young guards down there on the floor. You don't want to leave them out. You don't want to leave them out to dry. You want to correct the mistake as soon as it happens. And to be honest with you, Dieterle going under that screen is a clear mistake. You saw Levan hit that three on the previous possession, leaving him open from long range again. It's just going to come back to bite you. Jumbos do have a pretty sizable lead here, but you want to correct those mistakes as soon as they're happening. And when you have a cushion like this, there's no better time to do it than in the middle of a game.
Right, absolutely. You may as well take the timeouts that you have. It doesn't look like they'll need them in the long run, but stopping the momentum now of the Pilgrims, a little bit of a momentum there. So interesting to see what kind of rotations we see out of both coaches now coming down the stretch, down 28 with 12 minutes to go now for the Pilgrims. See if we see Cheek or Allen returning, but for right now, it looks like the Pilgrims are waving the white flag a little bit with this rotation.
Right, but again, we're going to see this Pilgrims full court press. Expect the two guards to cut out wide, and then Dieterle to come back through the middle. Dieterle needs to flash to the ball at this point, but the Pilgrims taking a little bit of pressure off. Look for the trap at half court, though, as soon as Cohen crosses the timeline. He does. Get the trap, Champion wide open down low.
Just great vision there by Cohen. Seeing his man down low, Champion won't get too many easier than that as he's now on Levan, who takes to the basket and looks like he just gets caught in two minds, and that ball is ruled out of bounds off of Champion.
Right, looks like we're going to have another substitution here for New England College. Coming in as Ethan DeLeba.
DeLeba checking for Davila. DeLeba out to 15. Jeff Fleury puts up the shot. That one hit. Long rebound, Cohen. Now pushing the pace.
Cohen wisely deciding to take this one out, taking a look up at the scoreboard. The Jumbos lead by 30, so trying to take as much time off that clock as they possibly can.
Gettings to Dieterle. DeLaba flew off that one, and that's going to be called a travel on the Jumbos. I believe Gettings, the culprit.
And you like the aggression from DeLeba right off the bench, trying to read the handoff around the screen. Able to cause a turnover off the travel. But now we're going to see what the Pilgrims set up in offensively. The Jumbos look to be in a bit of a zone. 3-2 zone for Tufts as the Pilgrims look to work the ball around the top, the key.
Fleury kicks to Inglis. Inglis out to Levan. Levan looking to work on Champion. Levan driving, blocked by Champion, out of bounds. That'll be Pilgrim ball with 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
And a really good job by Kai Champion there to follow his man to the baseline. Levan looked up at the shot clock, saw he didn't have a ton of time. As one of the better offensive players on the floor, needed to make a move.
That's Fleury from deep. That won't go. Champion with the rebound. Quick outlet to Gettings. Gettings wants to dunk it. And a bit of a foul there, actually, by Levan. Looked a bit optimistic there from Gettings, taking off from well a ways from the basket. But I said earlier, it looked like that's what he was trying to do on the last one as well. So maybe Gettings looking to put on a bit of a show here with a 30-point lead and 11 minutes left.
Right, and Gettings trying to channel his inner Michael Jordan from almost the free throw line, although cutting from the wing. You couldn't really judge it, and from our angle, you can't really see it, but still, pretty athletic move there from Truman Gettings, showing why he should be a Tufts Jumbo, hitting the first at the line. But the Jumbos now, their lead 64-33. Kai Champion could have just walked that ball up. And again, you can take that gas pedal off a little bit when you're up by 31. Gettings missing the second. Pilgrims are going to set up offensively. Again, they're two dynamic guards on the bench. So it looks like Coach Charlie Mason has conceded this one here in the Cousins Gymnasium.
Yeah, so here now Levan looking to take a lot of the workload in the front court as he passes the ball out. Driving is DeLaba. Out to Fleury.
Again, the Jumbos are setting up in that zone.
Levan likes that shot from the top of the key, and he lets it fly. That's an air ball. He thought he was fouled, but that'll be Jumbo ball. Levan in a bit of a disagreement with the referee.
Yeah, certainly a lot of contact on the other end of that. Levan shaking his head. But looks like we're going to have another full court man press here as Cohen cuts to the ball. No one guarding Dieterle, though. A mistake there from DeLeba.
Cohen now taking it up on Gomia. Dieterle out to Gettings. Carson Cohen Gets a screen from Gettings, drives, kicks. Dieterle now drives, finds Cohen again. Really well-worked play there by the Jumbos.
Right, and one of the things that you've seen from the Jumbos all game is a lot of movement on the offensive end. A lot of drives, a lot of kicks, and finally Carson Cohen with that baseline cut, the beneficiary of the pocket pass.
Fleury looks to go to work, but Gettings, the culprit there, sticking a hand in. I'll get called for a reach.
Yeah, the Jumbos just need to continue to stay patient defensively as well. Pilgrims trying to do everything they can, but again, haven't seen a ton of off-ball screens, haven't seen a ton of cuts, and so really just difficult to start momentum that way.
Levan with a nice move, finds Fleury. Fleury step back 2 over Gettings, won't hit. Gettings with the rebound.
And McLaren can slow this one down, and he does. Cohen takes it at half court. But the Jumbos setting up again as they see the Pilgrims are playing a man D. Rather, the Pilgrims shift. Looks like they're changing to a bit of a zone. On the outside, there's McLaren, so the Jumbos looking to spread the floor. McLaren the long 2, and that's smooth.
Yeah, that was a silky jumper. Reminds me a lot of those shots that Aronson has been known to take over the years, pulling up and floating in the air a little bit as he just sinks it. As now Dalaba goes hard to the basket and gets fouled.
But again, Owen, the Pilgrims have not been playing team offense all game. And now it looks like we're going to get the starters in to give the reserves a bit of a rest. But, Owen, the Pilgrims have struggled with their assist numbers. They've only got 3 in this game. When you take a look at the Jumbo side of the ball, they've got 19. And again, we could pull up the points in the paint numbers. We could pull up these numbers or that numbers, but I think this one really tells the whole story. The fact that there are only 3 assists across the 34 points in this game really goes to show you that New England College has not been playing team basketball on the offensive end. They haven't had enough cuts. They haven't had enough off-ball screens. And they haven't been running enough plays to really be getting in the paint, kicking out to their wide-open shooters. So now Daleba at the line to shoot the second, but the Jumbos lead here 35-68.
Yeah, a bit of a blowout here as it stands in Cousins Auditorium. Another interesting statistic is the Jumbos have turned the ball over actually twice more than the Pilgrims are, so it's not they're being sloppy and not taking care of the ball. It's just the percentage looks they're taking have not been what you want to see. Shooting now just 20% from the field. Jumbos, on the other hand, shooting 56.5%, which, that being said, is a fantastic shooting night for the Jumbos as Henry kicks it, corner, McLaren thinks about it. McLaren drives over Crawford, and he hits.
Right, and you see that right there. Theo Henry has the wide open lane to the basket, and instead of taking it himself, he passes open to a wide open Casey McLaren in the corner, who can then make something else happen, right? You play deeper into the shot clock, you look for a better quality look, and you can make that score. That also adds to your assist total, so that's 20 on the game for the Jumbos. You really you love to see it if you're a Jumbo fan. The New England College Pilgrims haven't been able to get anything going. You got a 2-on-1 here, too.
As Champion looks to put a nice move on, and McLaren steps out of bounds. But again, in the corner there, Cheek, just not a high-quality shot, having to pull the ball right across his body there. As now Allen is set to inbound.
Yeah, and this one all but over here in Cousins. I know we've got 8:30 left to go, but the Jumbos lead 35-70. I've never seen a Division III college men's basketball game of this magnitude be played with such a wide gap. And I can't tell if it's a matter of no offensive momentum, but
great block there by McLaren.
A great block there by McLaren. Again, these offensive players are just trying to do too much with the ball in their hands.
Yeah, and the Jumbos doing a great job of helping on defense when needed. And McLaren from 3 can't hit, but Henry under the basket puts it up with a reverse layup, and he scores. You see these shots they're taking. Tufts just does not seem to be missing at the moment.
Not only is Tufts not missing, but they're getting really open and quality looks. Theo Henry, wide open down low, bring himself some second chance points.
Tavilla, Octavian rebounds. Adams goes to work on Gettings. Gettings throws a hand up, but Allen does well to fight over the bigger man.
Now the Pilgrims have taken off their press, but again, the Jumbos can decide to slow it down. Truman Gettings at the top.
Kicks it. Short there by number 1 for the Jumbos.
That's Quinn Kane. Quinn Kane, fresh legs for the Jumbos as Will Brady re-enters.
Yeah, Quinn Kane, not a lot of game time so far yet this season, only appearing in 5 games and averaging just under 2 minutes a game, but good to see him here. The freshman getting some playing time. Will Brady now on Cheek, gets a screen from Crawford, switches over to Stewart. Cheek pulls up, again, just trying to do too much, and McLaren will pull the rebound down as Henry now drives.
Now Henry can decide to slow this one down as well. Still a lot of pressure coming from Cheek. And a nice steal there. Cheek's got a wide open lane, but Quinn Kane, the hustle. Nice finger roll there from Calvin Cheek.
Yeah, it did not look like he was in too much of a rush there, but another great steal there by Cheek. The Pilgrims so far have 8 steals tonight, and I'd love to see how many of those have been Cheek because I've counted at least 5. Bobby Stewart now with the high screen to Henry. Henry, long pass to Kane. Kane for 3. That one short as well. Henry once again under the basket. I believe Kane appeared to have been tripped by the referee, maybe. A little shaken up here.
Quinn Kane looks like he rolled that ankle over, but again, not going to speculate there. Jumbos on the offensive end of the ball have done a really good job looking for the extra pass, and Theo Henry, his presence in this game cannot be understated. Theo Henry has had an excellent one today, filling in for Tyler Aronson. Theo Henry, 9 points, has a trip to the line now. He's got 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Really just been doing it all for Tufts. Looks like we have a scoreboard malfunction, though. Can't quite see it from our angle. If you peek around, you can see the score 72-39. So we'll keep you updated on that. Just can't see it from our angle.
All complaints can be directed to Jaden Pena on the Tufts men's football team. Henry hits the first. Henry now shooting the second. Henry's done a great job in the last 2 possessions getting under the basket for these short shots that Kane was putting up, almost like he knew what was about to happen and was there for the easy rebound.
Right, and if you're Tufts at this point in the game, it's all about hustle. Keep playing your game. Keep getting the minutes for the guys that need that experience. You got another foul from the Jumbos, not what you like to see there from Dieterle. Again, just 1 step short. But again, if you're the Jumbos, all you got to do here, and you hate to see them in the bonus at this point, but you just got to keep playing your game, right? You're up by so much. You can get new guys minutes. You got to make sure that you're still playing with that intensity, and Theo Henry has done just that.
Yeah, Allen will go to the line here. Adds his 13th point to the board. Pilgrims here will have to give score updates and clock updates until they manage to fix the scoreboard. So 6:11 left now. Score 73 to now 42. Dieterle inbounds to Brady. Brady now on Gomeo. Brady. Pass the ball to Henry. Back to Brady. Brady to Stewart in the high post. Stewart finds Dieterle cutting, or look to find Dieterle cutting. Nice active hands there by number 21, Jackson Williams for the Pilgrims.
But the thing that you continue to see from the Jumbos is those cuts on offense. Will Brady looking to get inside. Theo Henry gets the cut on the outside, but still looking for good quality looks on offense. Guys are still cutting as McLaren gets to the rack easy.
Yeah, nice easy finger roll there by McLaren. Just protected the ball on his way in and kissed it off the glass with that right hand.
So we'll give you a bit of an update here. Jumbos lead 75-41, 5:34 left to go. Pilgrims still looking to get things going on offense, but not enough movement. Again, these guys have been unable to create their own shot all game and have gone ice cold, just shooting 22% from the field.
As a pull-up there by Rather. Can't get the bounce. As Henry with another rebound. Feel like a broken record here now saying that so far in this second half.
The Jumbos have also done an incredible job out-rebounding the Pilgrims. Total rebounds 48-24.
Henry puts one up, but Brady again an offensive rebound to Dieterle. He can't hit either. Gathered by Dalaba. Dalaba to Rather. Dieterle got caught trying to steal. Pulls up rather. Easy 2 there.
And that's what you'd like to see from the Pilgrims, exploiting that offense, or rather, exploiting that defensive aggression. Jumbo's just trying to cut that pass, but again, a good job by NEC to take that open shot. The foul, though, will send the Jumbos to the line. And on the 1-and-1, we're going to have a couple Jumbo substitutions. First minutes of the day for Chris Bortz, the junior forward from Alamo, California.
It's crazy when you look at this Tufts roster. There's not a single 5 listed in the height of these Tufts players. You got Luke Rogers at 6'8", Bobby Stewart at 6'8", Truman Gettings at 6'8", Chris Bortz at 6'8", Brennan Morris at 6'6", and Casey McLaren at 6'6", and Eric DeBryan at 6'7", Dylan Thorner at 6'6". So this is a really tall Jumbos team that's really exploited this post, and Chris Bortz just adding to that height total.
Absolutely, and you could tell from the get-go that the Jumbos had a game plan immediately, and that was get the ball into your bigs. And whether those bigs be your traditional bigs like Luke Rogers, Truman Gettings, Chris Bortz now, and Bobby Stewart, you've also had Dylan Thorner, who's one of the larger guards, driving quite a bit. Brennan Morris has driven on New England College, has made their defense frankly look like Swiss cheese. The Jumbos now lead 75-44, but it cannot be stated enough that the game plan here from Coach Linton was stellar and has worked to a T.
Yeah, absolutely. This Jumbo team finding a bit of rhythm now here in their season with the return of Rogers and also getting more adjusted to the new head coach. So interesting to see now with the Jumbos. They'll have to think about NESCAC and NCAA tournament futures because they're definitely not out of contention yet.
Right, and this Jumbo team only lost Eric Savage from their previous, have lost a couple of seniors since their last run, but the main contributors, Eric Savage and Max Oppenheim. You've got Bobby Stewart and Truman Gettings who have come in to try to fill the void, at least of Oppenheim. Eric Savage's void finding to be seemingly more difficult to fill, but the Jumbos had a lot of returning players and certainly thought they had a shot at the NESCAC. With Luke Rogers back from injury, the Jumbos are 3-1, looking to make it 4-1 after this game. The Pilgrims still just unable to start anything on offense. After a nice pass, though. And the Pilgrims able to add 2.
Bucket scored there by Alex Jean, getting some minutes now in this game. Carson Cohen still in the game, kind of maybe feeling it out in his return to injury, getting a lot of minutes here down the stretch.
So we'll give you a little time update. There's 3:35 left to go on the turnover there. New England College. DeLeba.
DeLeba, nice steal there, but ends up traveling. Good defense there in transition by Brooke Gettings, or Chris Bortz, sorry.
Kieran Kindig, the senior, entering the game here for the Jumbos. I believe these are his first minutes of the season.
Yeah, let's see what he can do here with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Jumbos will probably look to find him.
Again, 3:21 left to go. Jumbos lead 75-47. Now Champion on the wing.
And they do give it to Kindig. Was stolen again on a second possession by DeLeba. DeLeba over Kindig, off the glass, and that time no travel. Lays it nicely.
Nice pass there from Kindig to find Cohen, but the Jumbos can slow this one down once again. New England College finally finding their stride, but it looks like it's going to be too little too late. Again, those points off of turnovers had been how they had been winning all season, but just unable to score them today. Bortz now in the middle.
4 men on him. Kicks it out to Champion. Champion stumbles a bit on DeLeba. Has Kindig in the corner. Alexigo himself. Nice little Euro off the glass. Can't hit. Rebound Jean. And then ends up fouling him. There's quite a few fouls now on Champion. I believe that that'll be his 4th. Great night for Casey McLaren as well. 17 points. Kind of flew a little under the radar here. But he certainly contributed. Shot 8 for 9 from the field.
Right, and when you take a look at the stat sheet right now, you know, you go down the list, you've got 4 guys in double figures. Those are Thorner, McLaren, Rogers, and Theo Henry. But you keep looking down the stat sheet, and the number of guys that have scored points, I mean, we can count them up right now. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 10 guys who have scored points today for Tufts. I mean, they really just spread the love around the court. And that's what winning basketball teams do. They play as a team, they win as a team, and they lose as a team. Today, looking like they're going to win this one. They lead 75-49 with 2:32 left. We'll keep those scoreboard updates coming as, again, we see that it has been turned off from our angle. Can't quite tell what is going on, but Chris Bort's now at the line.
Yeah, Chris Bort's at the line. Looking for his first basket of the season, I believe. Can't hit, but Champion strong rebound. Deleba, his third steal in probably as many minutes, and dunks it. Deleba with an emphasis. Down 75-51 here. Just enjoying the game.
Now 2:15 left to go. Jumbo's on the press break. That's Dieterle crossing the timeline. Bortz can kick it out, but goes inside.
That was Eric DeBrine. Oh, Deleba, could we see another dunk? He goes back up, back-to-back dunks for Deleba here. 3 steals and 2 slam dunks in probably 3 minutes here for Deleba, who's now getting hot. Now out to Champion. Champion driving.
Champion's got a lot of time here. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. We've got a cutter and a nice pass inside.
Out to DeBrine. DeBrine for 3. And that one does not come close. That's Deleba with another rebound. Really active here.
Looks like we've got a bit of courtyard basketball here. Guys just chucking up shots when they can.
DeBrine with the rebound. Takes it down well. Passes the ball to Dieterle.
But, and let's give you a bit of a recap here. There's been a lot going on. And again, very long game. Strong one from the Jumbos. 44 points in the paint for Tufts. 28 bench points. 39 defensive rebounds, 52 total rebounds. It seems like the game plan has worked to perfection for Coach Linton. The Jumbos have done an excellent job getting the ball inside, have done an excellent job driving to the hoop, looking for open cutters, and the scoreboard really reflects that. The Jumbos lead 76-53 with 1:13 remaining. It's Dieterle at the line for the second. That one falls for him as well.
Checking into the game now for the Jumbos is number 20, Jackson Patton.
These are Patton's first minutes of the season for Tufts.
For Rumson, New Jersey, as Deleba throws up another shot. DeBrine looks for the rebound. Deleba just adding to his stats here as Gene puts it up. A minute left. And fighting hard for the rebound is Patton. Patton now to Champion. Champion, it'll be interesting to see if they look to push here. Knock two.
Patton, the only player on this Tufts roster under 6 feet tall. He's 5'10", but there's got to be a reason for that. I'm sure Patton can shoot the lights out as Champion gets to the rack nicely and makes it fall.
Tough move. Champion still complaining about calls here, up 26 with 20 seconds left here as Gomeo drives hard, and that's a block by Kieran Kindig. Won't go to the line. Instead will be just simply out of bounds. Pilgrims ball. Gomeo to Deleba. Seems to have license to shoot here, and he does a windmill layup. Rebound to Bryan, his second. Patton streaking. Patton now. Chance for his first Jumbo points. Instead, chooses to end the game. Kicks it to Kindig, who then passes to Bortz, to DeBrine, to Champion. And with 5 seconds left here, that'll do it in Cousins Gymnasium. Sam Brill, thoughts on the game?
Oh, and you take a look up at the scoreboard, you see 79-53, and really just an ugly showing from the Pilgrims, but an excellent showing from the Jumbos, although unfortunately we're going to see a Jumbo walk off with crutches. That's Quinn Kane. We hope he's all right. We hope that doesn't put a damper on this excellent win. But again, the Jumbos playing excellent team basketball the whole way through. The Pilgrims just unable to get anything going on offense. You saw a nice showing there at the end from Deleba. He ends with 10 points. But Jamal Allen and Calvin Cheek largely quiet for these Pilgrims as they continue to struggle on a bit of a downslide. I believe that makes it 4 of their last 5 that they have lost.
Yeah, so a bit of a downslide here from the Pilgrims, but a lot of things to learn here for them just about individual play versus team play, as this was a really well-run Jumbo team that executed perfectly on offense as a team, shooting over 50% from the field, which is just a great number for them. So here we are in Cousins Gymnasium, finishing up this broadcast of Tufts University Jumbos versus New England College Pilgrims. Thank you all very much for joining us. I've been Owen Fitzsimons alongside Sam Brill. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
At Team Impact, we pair kids who have been sidelined by serious illness and disability with college teams from across the country.
What's up, big man? You good?
It's more than a single-day meet and greet or photo opportunity. Our program places kids on a multi-year journey, becoming true members of a collegiate athletics team.
We are
Penn State.
From signing day to game day.
I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact. All in, all together. At Team Impact,
So hypnotic, magical.